Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever EduMatch tweet and chat. My name is Sarah Thomas, at Sarah the Teacher. I'm the founder of EduMatch, but we are all EduMatch. So we have here a panel of experts, and you'll see that we are all experts, as are you today in today's show. So we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. So we're going to go from my left to my right. So if we could start things off with Amanda, if you could say a couple words about yourself.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm at the EdSane Teacher. I teach third grade in Texas, and that pretty much sums me up.
Awesome, awesome, Amanda. And she does so many things. She's being very, very modest, but hopefully she'll get to that later on. All right, John.
All right, this is John Martin coming to you from New Hampshire. Right now I'm a tech director for a K-8 school, but in about a month I'll be taking over the reins as Chief Technology Officer for a larger district.
That is awesome and so exciting. So welcome to the panel, John. Thanks for joining us. All right, if we could go next to Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie Ann Wilson, and I am the Diary of the Techie Chick. That is my blog, and I currently teach middle school students tech skills. I run a weekly Let's Talk AR Google Hangout. I'm the founder of an augmented reality education group. There's a lot I'm doing. So if you need any help, just give me a shout.
All right, that is awesome. And augmented reality is definitely, I was going to say it's a wave of the future, but it's a wave of the now. So definitely jump on that, people. All right, Leslie, if you could just please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Leslie Fagan. I am an instructional tech coach for the secondary schools in Griffin, Georgia. Before that, I was a high school English teacher, and I'm still getting my feet wet figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing.
That is awesome, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to our panel. All right, if we could go next to Melissa.
Hi, sorry. I am Melissa Eddington. I am an ESL teacher from Ohio, and I am the founder and moderator of #DubChat, which is on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That is fantastic, Melissa. So thank you so much for joining us. Tammy?
Hi, my name is Tammy Neal. I co-moderate Rural Ed Chat with John. I also co-moderate Florida Ed Chat with Dennis Dill and Celeste Clemens on Wednesday nights. Let's see, what else do I do? I'm part of the FullCirclePD.org group. And and I teach game design and computer applications at a rural school in North Florida.
You definitely have your hands full. That is a lot to do. That is fantastic. Welcome, Tammy. And last but not least, we have soon-to-be birthday girl, Tara Linney. Uh-oh, I don't think we can hear you, Tara. All right.
Testing.
There we go. Yes. All right.
I have to unplug. Okay, good. My name is Tara Linney. I'm an instructional technology coach for a K-8 district in rural Illinois. Well, not rural. We're like south of Chicago. This summer I'll be moving to Singapore to be an educational technology coach for a fourth grade team. I also am a Google certified teacher, Google education trainer, and I'm big on coding in the curriculum. The end.
Fantastic, fantastic, Tara, and congratulations on that big move. It seems like a lot of people are having a lot of big things popping in their lives. Big things popping, little things stopping. It reminds me of the old Jay-Z song or somebody T.I. I don't know. But welcome to everyone on our panel, and welcome to everyone who's joining us on Twitter with the #EduMatch. Seeing it blow up right now, so that is awesome. So our topic for tonight is about how do we find the expert within? How do we find that person? Because you hear people throw around the word expert, and all of a sudden your mind might go to someone specific. But what I personally feel is that we are all experts at something. So how do we find that expert within ourselves? How do we empower that? And how do we help other people find that in themselves as well? So I'm going to go ahead and open this up to the panel. If anyone wants to go ahead and jump in on this, then just go ahead.
All right, so I think that when it comes to when it comes to finding that expert within, you know, some things we're automatically an expert at. We were really good at it when we were in college and whatnot, and we've maintained that accuracy within the profession. But I think that finding the expert within requires a lot of iteration and requires like a lot of not giving up and a lot of failing so that you can better yourself as an individual and as an educator.
All right, very, very nice, very nice. Amanda?
All right, I think people are hitting the nail on the head in the Twitter feed saying being a connected educator helps us to find the expert within ourselves. Someone also said knocking down the walls of your classroom. I think that was huge for me to not only connect myself but my students outside of our classroom. I think that made my kids experts in situations that they wouldn't have been just by a textbook.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. And John, what are your thoughts?
All right, well, if my lower third was there, you'd see written right across the bottom, Edu-Imagineer and Experimenter. And for me, finding that piece of you really requires that you have to be comfortable enough to take risks and experiment, because if you can't experiment and if you can't find pieces, you're not going to find things where you're comfortable. You're going to start learning more about yourself when you start stepping outside of the bounds of that comfort. And for me, it's when I put myself into situations where I'm forced to have to grow into them that I found my greatest opportunities for becoming an expert. And I realized that I had some strengths that I didn't necessarily know that I had until I was forced to use them. But when I was sitting back and I was just comfortable doing what I was doing on a daily grind, that creativity, that expert, just it didn't rise. And so really you have to put yourself out there and be willing to risk a little bit of failure, but the rewards are so much greater than the little bit of pain from a small failure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tammy?
I'm gonna do a little bit of a pushback here on the word failure. Sarah, you know that's my button right now. Failure is the moment in which I give up trying. And so, you know, I don't think I risk failure. I don't expect to fail. I expect to learn, and I expect to grow, and I expect that those attempts that aren't successful the first time aren't failures. So I push forward, and I encourage others to push forward and push people in front of me now to give presentations at faculty meetings, to present at ed camps, encouraging people my colleagues to go ahead and present at conferences. Come on, let's go do this. I'll do it with you this time, and I want you to do it on your own next time. And that moment when I realized other people were waiting for me to do it, and I had to step out of their way and get them to move forward. That was the moment when I realized I had expertise. Not necessarily an expert, but expertise in areas that I work at. So, just keep pushing forward. Don't consider it a failure. So anyway, that's me.
Very good point. Very good point. All right, so let's now take it to Katie Ann.
Well, I have to say you have to be very, very patient when you're learning new things and to becoming that expert and to build out that PLN. You may not get it right away, so you need to stay steady, be patient, and the hardest thing for me was to speak up. I'm a very quiet person, and I'm the one that sits in the back of the room watching everybody, soaking it all in, and then I have those people like Tammy pushing me to go further and getting out of their way. And now I have, a podcast. I do a hangout. I present all over the world, well, virtually at least all over the world, at different conferences, international and national conferences, sharing what I've learned and giving those tools to the teachers and watching them grow as well. So patience. And it's taken me a long time to get here, and it's taken me a while to, get my voice out there. So, yeah, don't give up.
Great point, Katie, and I'm sure a lot of introverts can definitely relate to that. So, Leslie?
I will agree with John. You have to be willing to go out on a ledge and risk a lot in order to find that expert. I never thought that I'd be a tech person because, well, actually, my degree's in political science, but I taught English. I was willing to go out and say, hey, this is something I really like. I think I can do it, and I think I've actually done pretty well. So being willing to risk, and also you have to work hard. There are a lot of nights that I come home and I'm, reading to see what is going on with Google, and I'm doing a lot of things because I want people to feel comfortable, because if I go into a school and I'm telling the teachers, well, this is what you should do, and I look like a clown, then they really don't have any faith in what I'm doing. So being able to take that risk and also making the teachers feel comfortable, that's how they'll find their inner expert self.
Absolutely, and I think that part about allowing teachers to take risks in a safe space, that's definitely on point. So we're going to go next to Melissa.
All right. I think part of empowering is to have the ability to ask questions and to not feel stupid when you're asking the questions. Like getting on the Hangout going, oh, I don't have my name at the bottom. Where did you get your name? Simple little questions lead you to leading more. And when you feel excited about something new that you've learned, you're more apt to share it with other people. And I know I'm kind of that Twitter Voxer girl in the teacher's lounge, and every time I say Voxer, I get eyes rolled and whatnot. But for me, it's opened my eyes to what other people are doing, and I think that empowers all of us. And however way we use it or take it, or I think asking those questions and not being afraid of stepping outside of that comfort zone.
Absolutely, that is very, very key. Stepping outside the comfort zone is very important, and that's really our area of growth. When we start making those leaps of faith, and that's when we start to grow. There's one tweet that I wanted to actually bring attention to on here from Jenna from Critterkin. She said that empower yourselves and others by realizing it's never too much of an expert to learn from one another. Be open and ready to learn from everyone. I love that. So thank you, Jenna, for sharing that. I think that is definitely key. So, Tara, is there something that you wanted to add to that?
You guys have kind of hit the nail on the head because we don't really have a lot of time, so I won't go too much into the failing part. But the way I kind of see it is like this, not to argue. But if you look at it as two separate things and you look at failing versus quitting, quitting is something that you consciously make a decision to do. So when you're going through something and it's tough and you quit, that's a conscious decision. However, if you're like me and you don't really like biology, then whenever you take the course and you fail, you have to find another approach that works. So I don't really think that failing is a bad thing. I think that quitting for the sake of quitting is. I don't think that the word failure should exist because we're all a work in progress. So if we can just petition to strike that from the dictionary, that would be awesome. But yes.
We are on the same page, Tara.
Okay.
We really are.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. And Tammy did share the link to her awesome blog post on the EduMatch hashtag, so be sure to check that out. That is a great read. So we have about 1 more minute left. This went by so fast, but does anybody have any closing comments that they would like to share about empowering yourself to be a leader and empowering those around you?
Be a risk taker.
Risk taker.
Yes.
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 Surround yourself with people who will help support you.
And who won't judge you.
Yep. Follow your passion and your heart.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you.
Great minds think alike, for sure, for sure.
Oh, I think that's what we all have in common here, is every single one of us has followed our hearts. We've found those people that support us and don't judge us, and that's what we listen to.
Totally. I agree. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if I didn't have the people behind me and cheering me on.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. A strong PLN is just amazing. So, so just, as long as we support each other and we have that positive climate for growth and where people can take those risks, then everything is a-okay. So, yes, we are all experts in something, so definitely embrace that expert in you. So, it's now 6:15. I would love to thank everybody on the panel. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. Hope to have you all back. And to those of you who are tweeting to the hashtag, thanks for the great comments, the great discussion. We will be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel for EduMatch Chat Part 2, and our topic will be what connecting has done for us personally, not just professionally, but what it has done for us personally. So everybody have a great one, and thank you guys so much for joining us. Look for it in iTunes and the Store 5.